Hey guys, it's your girl Tubbi of the Nerdy Bird site, rocking with theantidote.com, bringing you yet another live exclusive interview right here from the parlor.
And this is Percy Keith. You can find me at percykeith.im on Instagram, percykeith3 on Snapchat, percykeith1.
Y'all make sure y'all tune in for this one. It's going to be a good one. We do appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us. We understand that the schedule is hella crazy, so we're honored to be here today. But we'll kind of just jump straight into it. First of all, you've been making music for a long time. Like, the streets of Baton Rouge and surrounding areas kind of know who you are. They hear the name, and everybody kind of gets excited. Went on a little hiatus. We know that it was an incarceration period. Let's kind of talk about that. Let's talk about the transition of actually being in prison and then kind of coming out and having a fresh start, so to speak.
Okay, well, I went to jail, like, for charges that I had before I even started rapping. So I was fighting my charges the whole time that I was, like, doing the rap thing. So when I went to jail, it was kind of like, wow, like, what is it going to be like when I come home? Like, is people going to be forgot about me? Like, what is it going to be like? And I appreciate the response that I got. Like, it was totally unexpected. So here I am, like, doing what I'm, loving to do.
Just all love on that. Now, growing up, what inspired you, or who inspired you to kind of pick up the pen to get to the point where it's like, okay, music is my niche, it's who I am, it's my voice?
Well, 8-Ball and MJG is the first thing that brought me to music. Like, wow, like, this is music, you know what I'm saying? But it was like later on listening to like Master P and No Limit, and the guy who really like made me sit down and like, I want to try this, was C Murder on the Life or Death album. And that's what got it started.
That's so dope. That means that you have so many Southern influences in the culture of the style of music that you make. Now, being a Baton Rouge native, do you feel like your music is that typical Baton Rouge sound, or do you bring a different flavor to it?
I definitely know that my music is not what's expected from a Baton Rouge artist, and that's cool. That's what I want, because I want to reach people in California. I want to reach people in New York. I want to reach people in Des Moines, Iowa. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be here everywhere, and I don't want to be like, nah, I can't listen to that. It's too culturalized. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people tell me, like, you have to present the culture. Like, they're onto it. And I have to tell them, I am the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is Baton Rouge. Like, this is the French settlement. This is me. This is Creole. Right.
There's a versatility that a lot of people don't understand, because they look at the people that have already made it big and associate everything down here with that specific sound. So I do appreciate the fact that you do remind outside listeners that everybody down here isn't the same. There's a different take, a different style, and everybody's versatility, and I think that's really cool as well. Now, I know coming fresh home, you've been working on some things, getting some projects together. Inspiration for your music. Did you find that that time that you were incarcerated gave you a new focus so far as the direction of your music?
Well, it did, like, and it wasn't like targeted for anything. It's just that, like, when I first started rapping, I didn't sit down for hours and hours at a time writing. It was more like, okay, I need to record this song, I need to write it.
Right.
But when I was in jail, like, I sat down for hours at a time, and it pulled me into the music. And the more I got pulled into it, like, the more I enjoyed it and realized, like, it's a different world, and I don't want to leave it.
Very nice. So not only was it a passion, but that time kind of made it an embedded mark. It kind of becomes who you are. So it's really your voice at this point. Now, knowing that you are a father, and you do have to juggle those hardships of being an artist and still being an active parent, how do you kind of handle and manage the two?
Well, my kids are pretty much like to the stage to where I don't have to babysit them. Like, I have a son that's 15. He's 6'7". Like, he's playing basketball at Madison Prep.
He dunking on people right now.
Right, he is. Like, he's like, come on the court, and I'm like, no. You know what I'm saying?
Embarrass me out here.
And I have a son that's doing juvenile life. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, basically, like, I have to do what I'm doing hard as hell so I can provide for them, like, in a major way, like, show them that there's something different. And hopefully, like, I can't take back what they experience, you know what I'm saying? So if I grind hard enough, like, really hard, regardless of what they do in life or what they become, I want their children to have a different upbringing, you know?
Very nice, setting a different example. Now, your son that's serving juvenile life, I know that that's a little bit harder for you, but I know that trying to be there for him in a positive aspect and showing him coming into adulthood that there are different ways and different avenues that you can take, knowing that you have so many young listeners, because people do look up to you and they do respect the lyrical aspects and the differences in your music. If you had to say that there was a message being presented through your life experience, what type of message are you sending through your music?
Well, I would want to say that whatever you're planning to do, whatever goals you're setting, Like, don't just have those goals, and when people ask you what's your goals and you say I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, like, nah, like, don't say that because that's what's want to be said. Like, if you have dreams of becoming an actor, or dreams of becoming a rapper, or dreams of becoming a ball player, say it, you know, and don't just say it. Like, do things what it take for to get that. Like, pick up that ball, pick up that pen, rehearse on being a different character, but do it. Like, don't put up anything that'll stop you from, like, oh, I can't do it because, like, there's no movies being shot in Baton Rouge. I can't do it because I'm not tall enough. Like, no, get rid of those things that's holding you back and just do it. Like Nike, like, literally just do it.
Make it come into fruition. We talk about it all the time. Our ancestors believe that you speak things into existence. True. But when you work them into existence, they come around full term. And I think that's such a powerful message because you've seen both aspects. You've seen the good, the bad, the ugly. You've seen the negative aspects, and to still have such a positive aspect in your artistry and to still be so wise. And, you know, I tuned in with your interview with Rory, so I was able to pick up on a couple of points. And I love the fact that at some point you said that knowledge is forever gained, meaning that you pick it up from anywhere and anybody in any circumstance. And I think it makes you such a well-rounded person that you're willing to listen to the businessman, but at the same time you're willing to listen to that guy who's lost everything and he's under the bridge, because it gives you a very worldly view in your music. Now, management wise, I know that you don't really handle the business aspect of things. You trust your management team to do everything that they need to do for you. But goals coming into the close of 2018, 2019, what is it that you're really looking to push? When people hear Percy Keith in 2019, what should they be associating that with?
Well, the struggle. You know, like, I want you, like people that's tuned in now, like, they'll see, like, me walking from out of the gates of a prison.
Right.
And in 2019, like, if God forbid it, like, I want you to see success. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully you're tuned in enough to see, like, it wasn't given. Right. It was worked for. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not a front. Like, this is not who I am, like, part-time. Like, this is who I am full-time, you know? This is who I am when you run into me at the gas station, you know?
Now, I know you've gained a lot of female followers. The ladies are checking, you know what I'm saying? They want to know your type. They want to know what you have to say. They look at you and they're like, okay, Percy's fly. So, Percy, you got an old lady, you single right now, you on the market. How you handling the ladies that approach you?
Well, I'm single, and, like, a lot of people, like, especially the younger generation, they feel like once you start communicating with somebody, like, it's exclusive, and it's not, because you have to take things slow.
Right.
Like, you have to know this person's, like, bad side. Like, when I mean bad, I don't mean like demented and stalkers or nothing like that, but I mean, like, what's the things that might, like, get on your nerves, you know? Right. You have to determine, like, can I handle this? Like, well, she's nice, she's beautiful, or, like, she does good things, it's a good and a bad. So it's getting to know people, you know? I'm definitely single, you know what I'm saying? And I'm definitely, like, ready to mingle.
All right, now y'all be mindful. He is a single father and he does have a career path. So understand that he's not looking for no flings or anything. He's looking for people that really understand and can handle this lifestyle. Because it's not easy to be there when your man hits the road and he's on tour.
Right.
Or when you have different females, like, coming at him in a certain way. But I'm a firm believer that as long as you're honest and you keep it real and you tell these females, like, hey, yeah, we interacting on the means that you my fan, we good. So I can respect that. I can respect the need to actually get to know people, because, like you said, this generation jumps so fast into, okay, well, I'm talking to him, it's that's my man, I don't want him talking to anybody else. Right. I think we have to understand and create an understanding where it's like, no, slow down, little mama, slow down, little daddy, let's make sure we actually vibe. Right.
And from what I've been experiencing, like, with people, it's like, with my life, it's kind of hard to get someone to, like, put themselves in my shoes. Right. Like, this is not a normal life that I live. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of hard to even imagine. So, and I'm living it. So if I'm telling you something, it's going to be hard for you to comprehend where it's coming from me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's coming from a different place. You know, and that's just something that I have to deal with. And I don't mind, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm into you as much as I say I am, then I'm going to deal with it. You know, that's what you do when you really, like, into someone. Like, you tried, you put up the effort, you know?
So knowing that you are so open and you are so honest and you are so real, I'm going to go ahead and assume that lyrically speaking, your music speaks that same lingo. You are open, you're honest. And like you said, you're versatile. You don't want people to look at you and go, oh, he's just your typical Baton Rouge artist. So what type of songs can we expect coming into the close of the year?
Well, as far as like songs is gonna be leaked, there's gonna be things that you can enjoy like for the moment. Like it might not be as deep. I might surprise you and throw something out there that's very deep,
right?
You know. But as far as like on a full project that has like my name on it and a collection of songs, it's gonna be like a story, like a real one. Like you're gonna get different things from it. You're gonna get a sense of humor. You're gonna get like things that I'm into in a woman. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get my struggle. You're gonna get my belief system. You know, you're gonna get a few things.
So we can expect you to be dropping knowledge and at the same time introducing to the world exactly who you are in all aspects, not just like a one-sided project.
Right.
I think that's really fly. A lot of times artists spend so much time trying to captivate what's popular or what's popping at the moment that they get lost in who they are.
Right. And I don't believe in like, okay, that's what's going on now, I need to catch on to that. Like, no, like it's a fad, and I don't want to attach myself to a fad because they come and go. Like 2 years from now, you're gonna be saying like, remember when skinny legs was cool? Then you're gonna draw up a picture and you're gonna see me wearing skinny legs. Like, no, like I wear them, but that's because I like the way they feel. Like I like the way I look in them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not the fad that I need to be joining. Like I'm the fad that you need to be joining.
I know that's right. You start a movement as a leader, whatever you culturize and are able to comfortably represent, it's easier for people to catch on to it. When you have to pretend to be somebody or pretend to be a part of something, you can see that. You can kind of see that.
Right.
So like I said, I respect the fact that you are able to juggle so many different aspects within yourself and still just be real, raw, and authentic. I think we lose that a lot in this generation. Maybe it's what's going on around us, maybe it's the music, but the fact that you are so open and you are so honest, I think that will play a major role in the success that you're able to gain coming into the new year. So I'm excited to kind of see what happens for you, Percy.
Right, thank you. I really thank you. Like, they're really like boosting my confidence.
Look, everybody needs somebody to encourage them and to remind them that you're not just doing this on the means of doing it. People are paying attention and people are rooting for you and they want to see you do well. Selves on, wanting to see you do well. So we're going to continue to push for you and continue to promote for you because, again, if nothing else, our people are never presented in a positive manner where the media is concerned.
Right.
And it's our goal and it's our job to make sure that when you do well, it's represented in a real raw manner. So the fact that you're able to take those life experiences, come out of that negative situation where the prison gates were open and now you have a completely different mind change and mind stage, it's important for the younger generation to see that. It's important for them to see, yeah, been there, done that, have experienced that. I'm not promoting it because it's not cool.
Right.
And I want you guys to do better. I want my grandkids to have better. I want my children to understand more.
Exactly.
And I think as a black man in this culture, it's so important to not hide the ugly or to sweep it under the rug, but to highlight it and go, okay, now this is what you should take from it. Don't think it's cool to go because I went. Understand that it's a hard transition. But if you're able to transition, it's limitless. You can go anywhere and do anything.
Right. And it's like, as far as like, people will see you and perceive you and like taking an impression based off of how you look. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially like with me, like I know what I look like. Like you can tell like I done been behind a set of bars before. But it's more to that than just prison shankings and making commissary. Like I know other things. Like I know about moon signs and you know what I'm saying? Like your zodiac, like your moon sign and your actual one, like vibrations and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like different religions, like Buddhism, Islam. You know what I'm saying? Like Latter-day Saints and things like that. You know what I'm saying? I was raised in different households. Like I was Christian in a Catholic church not too far from here. I was baptized in a Baptist church. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been in jail around Muslims. You know what I'm saying? I've had conversations with women that consider themselves as Wiccans. Right. You know what I'm saying? And everything that I took out of it from all these different religions is that if you do well unto others, they'll do well unto you. You put out good vibes and you'll get good vibes in return.
So you're a man of energy, basically.
Exactly.
And I'm really big on energy. I talk about it all the time, and you can go check out previous interviews. We always say there's a difference between spirituality and religion.
Exactly.
A lot of people believe that if you fall under a certain category of religion, you have to be a certain type of way. Our ancestors believed in spirituality. We believe that the energy that you put out is a continuation of what you get back. And when we talk about karma, we talk about just the means of what you put into the world being exactly what you'll reap from it. So I think it's cool that you have so many dynamics and understandings and you're able to take that wisdom and not see it for what's on the surface, but to really get into the heart of it.
Exactly.
And I think it's cool. Like you said, stereotypically speaking, people would look at you and not think that you know the things that you know.
Right.
But that's the curveball. That's the game changer. That's what's going to make people sit up all over the world in different aspects and go, hold up, this nigga, he on some Jay-Z stuff right now. Or he really like putting a whole different spin off on what it is to just be human. Not necessarily a black man, not necessarily a hood person, but just human.
Right.
And I think that's cool, and I can't wait to see that because I'm pretty sure it's going to come through and shine in your music.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to show. Like, it's bigger than just like what you see on the surface. Like, when you really look at it, like, you have to look at it in different ways, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody has a set of eyes, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody does, and everybody don't see what you see,
right?
You know what I'm saying? But you have to look at things in a more bigger aspect. Like, say if an alien did come down here and looked at us, like, he'll see just a group of things, animals included,
right?
You know what I'm saying? They'll perceive us as animals, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're a living species, so is a monkey or a cow, you know what I'm saying? Like, they wouldn't determine the difference until we go to speaking, you know what I'm saying? So you have to keep in mind that we're all people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say, oh, that's a white boy. I'm not messing with that white boy tripping. Like, no, that's a person, and so is you. Like, my best friend is a white boy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, I don't categorize myself, like, even with women. You know what I'm saying? It's just the things that I'm attracted to, like, naturally. Like,
right.
I'm attracted to black women. Like, of course I will be. You know what I'm saying? Because, like,
you're raised by
people. And then the essence of life. You know what I'm saying? And as far as, like, women, especially with the younger generation, like, the respect for women is low.
Yeah, that's why I said it's depleting.
But it's because they haven't really looked from a different perspective. And they will, once they have their first kid or their second kid or their third kid, it'll dawn on them that this woman brings life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a woman creates life.
She's trusted to take from a spiritual aspect to a physical aspect, and then a nurturing aspect as well. It's something you can't teach.
Right.
It's something that God ordains, and the fact that you are able to speak on that just shows the growth and the wisdom in your person. And like I said, y'all, I'm so excited because this man's reputation in music is beyond Baton Rouge. A lot of people outside of our state, outside of our city are familiar with who you are, and they're familiar with the type of music that you make. And I think 2019 is going to kind of shake that up and stir the pot for them. Like you said, you'll get that Creole, you'll get that Southern sound, but at the same time, you're going to get those gems and those jewels that a lot of people aren't going to be expecting from you.
Right, and I want people to know, like, I want them to see, like, it's a different side of Baton Rouge, you know what I'm saying? It's a different side. Like, it's not all about beef. Like, it's not that our city hates on each other, because that's not true.
Right.
Like, when I walked in here, I got a lot of love. Like, this is my first time meeting everyone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was love instantly. Like, there's good food, you know, expensive water. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not hate. That's love. That's good vibrations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what we long for. And again, I think a lot of times when people look at our city, and it's everywhere, there's violence everywhere, there's disagreements everywhere.
Right.
But culturally speaking, it has a lot to do with not being able to communicate or not being wise enough to understand that words are the most powerful aspect of life when you use them properly. So I think, like you said, there's certain aspects that are really, really bad, and there's certain energies that aren't really good, but you have the option to stay away from those.
Exactly.
And to surround yourself with things that are positive. Now, knowing that you are all about energy, I'm really big on energy, production-wise. And when you meet people and you kind of mix and mingle, how do you kind of pick out producers? Do you kind of hear the beats first, or you get to know the person? Like, how does that usually come about?
Well, normally, like, it's just the beats first, because people will be like, hey, how can I send you beats? And I'll drop them an email, or I'll just like, man, this dude got a beat, man, I want you to check it out.
Right.
And if it like moves me musically, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hear music on a different frequency. Like, I hear different instruments other than just the bass line and the hi-hat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I hear things like, hell, I even hear the static in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if it moves me, then I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna want to like make music on it. And then once it's time to do the business aspect of it, that's when I get a chance to meet the person, you know? And sometimes it doesn't always work out good like that, because if I put the song out and that person's like, hey, like, I need this and I need that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's when I get to see who that person is, and I know then, like, hey, if you're doing this on this level, just say, like, this could be $1 million thing. Like, how are you gonna act behind millions of dollars?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like, some guys, like, they'll send you a collection of beats for you to vibe to. You know what I'm saying? And they trust the artist with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I really, like, a lot of people don't understand, like, a producer's side of the music business. Like, these guys make beats, they don't rap. And when they send these beats to a rapper, like they're giving you that work with the trust that you're not gonna misuse it.
Of course
you know what
not.
I'm saying? And that's the way I feel like it should be. Like, if I'm gonna rap to your beat, I need to hear it. Like, I need to hear it in full. I need to know what I can do with it. I just can't say, okay, these are your beats, I'm gonna buy it straight out the rip. I don't know what it's gonna do or sound like once I get on it. It's like buying a car. Like, you test drive it. Like, I'm not gonna buy a car and you didn't even let me test drive it.
Right, like,
you
I don't
know what I'm saying?
You might be telling me I have no miles on it. I get in and start it up after I sign the paperwork and they got 100,000 miles on it.
Right, and if you try to sell me a car without letting me test drive it, then it's gonna raise a red flag.
Of course.
You know?
And I think that's important. A lot of people don't understand that it is a give and take business.
Right.
And when you think about give and take, you have to be open enough to take a few L's, but then open enough to give people a chance so that those W's can come into play.
Right.
You know, being a ball player, I remember coach like tapping me on my shoulder freshman year, like, come on. And I was nervous as hell, but I appreciated the opportunity to show them what I could do, because I kind of ended up, you know, jumping into the starting five coming into that next year. And it plays into the same factor. When you give people a chance and you're able to vibe and you create good music, it creates a legacy for you. Now, speaking of legacy, I know, Percy, like I said, we talked about wisdom. We talked about you being a man of higher knowledge and higher power so far as your energy goes. But you said that you want to be able to leave something behind where your grandkids and your kids understand that there's more to the world. That outside generations, not just speaking family, where your legacy is concerned, in the next 20 years when the history books are written, and it's going to be all over the Nerdy Bird site, y'all make sure y'all tune in. I'm history in the making. But what will they remember Percy for? What would they love you for coming into that decade?
Well, I wanted to be like, here lies Percy Keith, native of South Baton Rouge. He was authentic, you know, because I feel like people are in tune to you when you're up and you're buzzing, but the laws of physics is what goes up must comes down.
Right.
You know, like everybody that was famous at one time, they're no longer being tuned into. Like, picture someone who you was following, you was like, I'll say like 3 years ago or 4 years ago. Are you still following that person? Do you know what type of haircut do they have? No. But do you remember the antics? Do you remember like the things that like the embarrassing moments? Like, of course you do. And you judge them on that. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm not gonna do anything false or be fake. Like, if this is who I am, like, I'm not gonna be a pretender or nothing like that. Like,
right.
And if I'm around someone that's doing something like that, then I have to depart myself away from them, because when it all falls down, that's what they're gonna be remembered for.
And take it or leave it. Like, being authentic, like I said all the time, being authentic, being a leader, being yourself, it's what people respect you for. And it humbles you as you grow, because you'll understand that people rock with you, or they care about you, or they vibe with you on the means of you being exactly who you are. And I think that's a beautiful thing, and that's a beautiful legacy to want to leave behind, for people to understand it's bigger than the music. Like, my voice is my voice because I have something to give.
Right.
And I don't know, for me, like I said, I sit here with a lot of artists and I vibe with a lot of people, so I do understand that sometimes good energy and bad energy gets mixed up with intentions.
Right.
Your energy is good, but your intentions aren't. Or your energy may not be the most comfortable energy, but your intentions are. So I think as black people, as people of color, as people that are growing in the artistry aspect of things, we do have to start paying more attention to the intentions that people have for us.
Exactly.
And it plays a big part in what our legacy will be. Now, artists, I know that you are open right now, like you are eager, you like a kid in the candy store, like bring it on, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever it is, I'm ready to do it. How should artists be approaching you when it's time to work, or if they're actually looking to work? How should they be coming at you, Percy?
Well, like, it's really like no approach. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no particular approach, because I'm not that type of guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want me to listen to a song, like, if I have time, like, I'm definitely gonna click on it. Like, I might not click on it right then and there, but eventually, like, my phone's blowing up now. You know what I'm saying? Like, if 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, which I'm most comfortable, like, that's when
like me.
Right, like, that's when I feel like I get the energy that I need for whatever reason. Like, I don't know if it's
around you is calmer.
Right.
You're able to focus.
Yeah, like, I'm knowing, like, there's no rush hour traffic.
Right.
There's no, you know, it's not no grocery store runs. Like, everything is settled, and like, by me knowing that, like, I think better, and that's when I can go and say, let me see what this guy was saying. You know what I'm saying? The artists that are doing things right now, like, man, I don't know what I'm busy. So what? Hit me up. Like, this is what I do. This is my profession. Like, it's music. If you have music, bring it on. You know, this is what I do, you know.
Very nice. So Percy is open. He's personable. He doesn't want you guys to feel like he needs to be approached in a certain manner. But just understand that he has a life outside of this career that he's choosing to pursue. So make sure you just give him a chance to get back with you. He's not ignoring you. He's not putting you in a place where you're not important or relevant. He just has other things that he has to take care of throughout the day as well. Now, would you prefer being hit up via DM? Is there an email, or should they go directly to your management? Like, how do they get those songs to you?
Well, if it's something that you want me to hear, like as far as like feedback, because I will give you feedback.
Okay.
You can hit me up personally, but if it's anything dealing with business, hit up Nook or hit up the number that's in my bio.
So you guys need to make sure that you are following Percy on social media. We'll give him a chance to drop those social media links for you guys again. But again, feedback, if you're just looking for him to kind of let you know how he feels about the type of music you make or the vibe that you're giving off, you can do that directly in his DMs. Otherwise, he'd like to take all business inquiries via the link in his social media bio. But again, we'll get back to that. Before we get ready to wrap up, because I know you're a busy man and you probably, he trying not to check his watch on me, but I know he got some other stuff that he has to go take care of today. So again, we do appreciate you being here vibing with us. The history of Baton Rouge music. You were on the scene kind of when the doors opened.
Right.
When people started paying attention to
Right.
our culture. And I always say we very seldomly get recognition for the sounds that are taken from our cities.
Exactly.
So knowing that you get to leave an imprint, you get to leave behind that sound that is so authentic and that is so pure. When, where, and how. 2019 is going to be a surprise for everybody. We know that you're kind of still working on some stuff. But what can we expect from Percy? Tours, like shows, what's up?
Expect everything. Expect everything. Tours, shows, walkthroughs, walk-ups, walk-downs, like meet and greets. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's entailed with it. Like, I do bar mitzvahs.
I know that's right.
Haciendas or whatever you call them. Like, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm there. Like, I'm ready for it.
There's really no limits to what Percy Keith is, who he is, and what he's looking to accomplish. And I think that's so dope. Now, brand-wise, when they hear Percy Keith, what are they associating you with, or who?
You can definitely associate with me with Nook. Like, we're one and the same.
Okay.
And I just want to point out that this is my professional voice. So if you hit me up and I answer the phone, you're going to hear something totally different. Just letting you know now. But as far as, like, brand-wise, like, it's not nothing. It's just
Gotcha.
LNIC. That's the only brand.
And that's what we're pushing. That's the movement. So with LNIC, what do you guys stand for? What's the movement?
It's basically as simple as can be. It's loyalty.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? And like we represent that, like not intentionally. Like you should be able to see it from pictures. Like it should ooze off of your phone screen. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what true loyalty should do.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If pictures are worth 1,000 words, then you should be reading loyalty 1,000 times. And everything else that goes from there is just going to be built on top of that foundation of loyalty.
That's what's up. And I always say, we talk about old law, we talk about new law, we talk about the lack of law, because a lot of these kids, when they say old law, they're back in the country and western days,
right.
Like shoot first, talk later. But old law for us was just that, on the muscle, being able to do things on the care and concern for the people that are loyal to you or that you're loyal to. And I think this generation is getting away from that. So I love the fact that that's the image and what you guys are promoting in such a positive way.
Right, but that's like, you have a lot of thugs out here now, you know what I'm saying? Like, and not enough gangsters, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Wait. Say that again, because they ain't catch that. Say that one more time, Percy.
There's a lot of thugs out here and not enough gangsters.
See?
And they don't even understand the difference. Like, an old lady walking down the street, her purse, a thug will run up and kick the lady down and snatch her purse and keep running, But a gangster, I help that woman cross the street.
Make sure she get there okay.
Exactly, and like that's the difference. There's not enough of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we need more. And I'm here to be that one.
I don't know what he talking about. I'm a gangster, you know what I'm saying?
G'd up
I'm
and
a
down.
whole gangster out here. No, but on a serious note, he's absolutely right. There's so many different influences where the media is making it okay to be a thug. And I never cared for thugs. Thugs sag their pants and steal out your mama house, you know what I'm saying?
Where my CD at, but
right. You know what I'm saying? But like he said, a gangster is somebody that through thick and thin, hella high water, he's there. Your lights got cut off, That's not your boyfriend. That's not your old man. But because of the loyalty that, here, I got you, sis.
Right.
And when you get it back, you can give it back to me. And until then, I'm not stressing over it because I did that because I'm a good person. That's what gangsters do.
Exactly.
So like I said, I appreciate the breakdown because a lot of people don't know that there is a difference. The terminology and ebonics today have these kids very confused.
Exactly.
Now, before we get ready to close, is there any particular person or any particular like venue or anything that you want to kind of shout out that's kind of helped you since your transition from the incarceration period?
Well, when you say help, like immediately I go to thinking about Nook and Tremont. Like they really helped me. They was there from the beginning to the end. Like with Basecamp Studios and LNIC, like it's a corporation now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not just like just two guys saying like a gang. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not just a gang.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I say not just a gang because we are a gang. You know what I'm saying? But not the aspects of like, you know, on turf and like you're wearing the wrong colors, but like gang, because like that's the base word for gangster.
Right.
You feel me?
That's what's up. Shout out to you guys again, because support is such a empowering thing when people hit their lowest points. Motivation, inspiration, you need those support systems, those outlets that allow you to be yourself creatively, authentically, in just a real raw manner. So big shout out to you guys. We'll continue to keep pushing what you guys are doing as well, because like we said, positive imagery for our people is so important in building our communities, in building our intellectual foundations, and furthermore for building who we are as people and making sure the world knows that you can't stereotype us, because we're more than what we look like and we're bigger than what you put us in the box for. Now I'm gonna let you go ahead on and get ready to run Percy, but before you do, like I said, otherwise I'll keep him for another hour, but I know he busy and I know he trying to get his meet and greet on. So all my melanated sisters, he don't like light skin.
I do like I do.
Percy said, you know what, we're not even gonna go there. If it's melanated, it don't matter what shade, the Eve gene is real in the skin tone and the eye color and the hair texture. He is here for it, as long as you have good energy, and that's what's up. But go ahead on and tell them one more time where they can follow you on social media. I want them to stay in tune with you to see what's popping, because I know that it's about to be great things coming into the turn of 2018 and into the new year of 2019.
You can follow me on Percy Keith.im at Instagram, Percy Keith 3 on Twitter, and Percy Keith 1 on Snapchat.
There it is, you guys. Make sure you tune in, follow, subscribe. He's not funny acting, gives off very good energy, is very professional, and is looking forward to work with artists who are serious about their careers and what it is that they're doing. Make sure you follow him, stay up to date. And look, we'll be back with more exclusives, because I'm sure this is not the last time Percy is going to come by with me on the black couch.
I hope
but
not.
For now, look, I got you. We got you. But for now, we will go ahead on and wrap up, you guys. We appreciate you for tuning in. Again, humbly appreciate you for giving us your time. It's your girl Tubbi of the Nerdy Bird site, and we're tuning out.